This is Aaron and Linda with Traveling Flamingo, and today we're in Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World in Florida, and we're going to travel back to the 1950s and eat at Disney's Sci-Fi Dine In Theater. We're going to share with you our thoughts, some pros and cons, and if this is a place worth ordering food from when you're here in Walt Disney World on your next trip. All of that coming right up.
So we're going to jump into the theming, which is what this restaurant is really all about. It's a 50s themed drive-in theater. So you'll be seated in cars, which either have booth seats or they will have table seats. And you'll have a table down the middle in chairs. And it is a table service restaurant. They also have a huge screen, so like you're at a drive-in theater where they're playing old sci-fi clips, commercials, and cartoons. It's really a different kind of experience and a lot of fun. You know, to be able to be in one of those drive-in theaters, have the food brought to your seat. There aren't too many of those left around. And they really hit all the details with the lighting they've got, that they have the backdrop colored in like a night sky, the car details, the choices that they put on the menu. It's really great. We really enjoyed it. We were also there with another family who had a couple young kids around 5 and 7. The 5-year-old did find some of those old sort of cheesy sci-fi clips a little bit scary, but for the most part, it's pretty cheesy. They don't show whole movies, just sort of parts of clips of it, and they really did nail that 50s theater drive-in sort of kind of atmosphere. We really enjoyed that part.
Yeah, as Linda said, there is quite a sort of drive-in theater vibe. You'll feel very much like you're in a car set back in the 50s watching a drive-in. And the shows are all sort of those cheesy B movies, those sci-fi B movies. So it's located in Hollywood Studios, and it's next to the ABC commissary on the way to one of the 2 entrances to Star Wars. You do need to have park tickets to eat here, so do be aware that you will need to enter into Hollywood Studios. And we highly recommend that you pre-book and get a dining reservation, an advanced dining reservation or ADR, so as that you're able to dine here. It gets very busy. There were some people who came in trying to get a seat, and they said, no, you have to book it on the My Disney Experience app. You have to have an advanced dining reservation. So make sure if you do want to eat here, if this is somewhere you really, really want to try, go ahead and book that advanced dining reservation and make sure you secure it for your table party. And as Linda said, we were seated with another family of 4, I believe. So we shared a car. So we didn't know them. However, we shared a car with them, and they try to line it up so that you order all of your food, all of your dessert, all at the same time as a group. They're a bit slower than us because their kids, their kids were picking different meals, and there was a bit of what do they want, what don't they want. So they went ahead and let us order earlier. So we were out a bit faster. So do be aware that you do generally sit with, you could sit with another family if you're not a table of 6. And when you do that, you generally try to order in the same time period as them. However, they will adjust if a family specifically so slow or what have you. In the back of the restaurant also, they do have sort of picnic tables to round out that outside vibe of being in an old drive-in. They also do have some cars that on the back say just married, which we thought was really kind of cool and cute. I don't know if they leave them on all the time. I assume they do. However, if you are just married, you can ask for that car.
So the menu really does fit what you would expect at a drive-in. It's got a lot of burgers, sandwiches, milkshakes. The price isn't too bad. It's a little bit more closer to a quick serve than it is the table service, but you're getting burgers and sandwiches. So it's around $15 to $20 for a burger, and that does come with a side. This restaurant also is licensed, so if you care to enjoy a beverage, they will be available here for purchase.
So from a Disney dining plan perspective, they do accept Disney dining plan. It is a single table service credit. They do also accept tables in Wonderland, and they are open from 11 a.m. to close for park close. So they have a lot of interesting stuff on the menu here. They've got things like flame broiled New York strip steaks. They have pan-seared chicken and shrimp. They also have classic American burgers, barbecue platter. They got a whole bunch of different things. I ordered the cheesesteak sandwich. That includes thinly sliced ribeye steak, caramelized onions, and bell peppers, served on a toasted hoagie roll. topped with provolone and beer cheese sauce, which was $20, and this was really good. What they did was they sort of cut up the steak and the caramelized onions and bell peppers. It's very much like you'd get in a diner, and it's sort of cut up nice and small, and it's in the sort of liquid beer cheese and the provolone on top, and it really just makes it very consistent throughout as you're eating it. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I will definitely order that again next time we're here. So Linda got the vegetarian falafel burger. That's a crispy chickpea falafel patty on a brioche bun with arugula, gourmet tomato, tzatziki sauce, and red pepper aioli, and that was $16.
I really enjoyed this. I thought that the flavors were great. The falafel wasn't dried out at all. The tzatziki on it was delicious, and I would most definitely have this again as well. It's nice to sort of have a vegetarian alternative, which also tastes delicious.
Now, they also have a bunch of very good desserts here. They've got things like a warm glazed donut for $10, house-made sci-fi candy bar for $9, s'mores, brownie, and ice cream for $10, and a bunch of other things. We actually went with the cookie shake. The cookie shake has non-dairy milk with cookies topped with coconut whipped cream, and that was $7. And I really enjoyed it. We try to avoid a bit of dairy. Dairy doesn't always sort of sit well with me, so when I can, I try to avoid it, but there's so many good things, sometimes it's hard to. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. We had the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron. I was looking forward to trying it because on the regular, you'd never guess from the foods that we review, but we don't have dairy at home. So I was really interested to see how they were able to incorporate a dairy-free chocolate chip milkshake, and it was great. We really enjoyed it. Good, as we said, nice little alternative, something to cap the meal off, and definitely shareable. They're pretty big.
Yeah, I know some people might be concerned with it not containing any dairy, but it tasted really good, and I would highly recommend it if you're somebody who is thinking about not having dairy, or you're with someone who can't have dairy. Go with this. It's really good. Tastes great.
And also, it's not the sherbet or the tofu-y. Sometimes when you're there, because I know we've been a couple times when Aaron really wasn't having dairy, and you get the same dessert everywhere you go. So it is nice to have a allergy-friendly, which is also something other than the same thing that's everywhere else.
So now on to what you're probably most interested in. What was the value, price? What did we think in terms of cost here? So you're going to spend more than you would for a quick service restaurant. This is a sit-down table service restaurant, so you can expect to pay more. The theme was really good. You're paying on par with what you would get at most sit-down restaurants in Walt Disney World, but you get a really good theme, which is really well executed. There's also the 50s Primetime Cafe, which is another well-themed restaurant. That's a great other alternative if you're going to dine in Hollywood Studios. And those are probably some of the best themed restaurants that they have here at Walt Disney World in terms of Hollywood Studios. So we would highly recommend coming here. We would highly recommend, trying this restaurant, get your ADR. And we were very happy with the portion sizes. Everything was a pretty good amount of food. The steak fries were great. They're the nice big steak fries, not the typical Disney French fries. So all in all, it was very good value for the price that you're paying. So, in terms of cost, definitely recommend trying it.
Just a couple other things to note before you go. It is really dark. The lighting there is not great. So they do have these cute little lights attached to the car so you can sort of see what you're eating and see the menu, but the lighting is not terrific in there, as it is supposed to be a nighttime at a drive-in. And the other thing is, because they're constantly playing those clips, it's a bit loud, but I didn't find we were sitting really having a lot of conversation as much as we were watching the screen, taking the environment, and just enjoying what they had there. But it's not a sit-down social so much. You're also sitting next to the person, you're not across from them, so it doesn't really lend itself to conversation either that way.
And I think to top up on that point, do be aware that you are seated in rows of two. So if you're a party of 6, for instance, you will have 2 people in the front, 2 people in the middle, 2 people in the back. So it is very much like you're in a car. If you want to talk to the people at the back, you're sort of yelling over people in the middle. So it is a little bit difficult to hold conversations, and it's worth being aware of that as well. And if you do have kids, you want to sit next to your kids, you'll then have to sit, parent, kid, and then maybe kid. So it could be difficult to sort of handle the kids if you are at this restaurant also.
If you've been there and you've been a party of 6, or if you've got multiple young kids, we'd love to hear from you and your thoughts, or even like us, if you're a couple adults going, what did you think of your experience? I mean, we've shared ours, and we love to hear from you guys and what you thought, and if you did try that dairy-free milkshake. So really, thanks for watching. We do hope you enjoyed the video, either remembering a time you got to go or helping planning for your vacation coming up. Thanks again for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and happy travels.